Hi, this is a quick video for rugby fans who are looking forward to watching the Six Nations from outside the UK. Now, if you've ever tried to access any of the content on the BBC website from outside the UK, you've probably noticed that you can't use things like iPlayer and watch the TV live. When you try and connect, basically you get redirected to what's called the international site. If you go directly to the iPlayer, you'll just get a message saying you can't watch it outside the UK. So you basically get this site here. If you do, I think if you try and go to BBC iPlayer directly, it'll let you go to the site. But if you try and watch anything, here's a rugby stream. You get a little message here. See, BBC iPlayer only works in the UK. Sorry, it's due to a rights issue. Same works with all the British TV stations. In fact, everyone around the world does it. All the American channels restrict them to American IP addresses and so on. So, you want to watch Six Nations rugby? We're halfway through at the moment. You want to watch the next big match, which I think is Scotland and England, probably, unless you're Welsh, Irish, or French, of course. And I'm going to show you how. So we're blocked here, we can't watch it. So I'm going to close here. Now the way to do it is you basically just have to hide your true location. Now you can't change your IP address. That's allocated when you connect to the internet. There's no way you can change it. You'll always have a French IP address if you're from France, a US IP address in the US, and so on. You cannot change that. But what you can do is hide your real IP address by connecting to a server that's based in the right country. So this is what we're going to do here. We're going to use a service here called IdentityCloaker, which is basically a VPN service, which has servers all over the world. Now there's a few different companies that do this. Only a few work with BBC now because they've kind of locked down on this, so only the best ones work. But IdentityCloaker has been working for about a decade now with the BBC and ITV instead. And this one I have always used, so I'm going to demonstrate this. There are a few others that still work though, so you can shop around. It's here you can see we've got a huge list of servers all over the world. They're all included, so you can use it to watch websites in different countries. I obviously want a UK server, so I'm going to pick a fast UK server there, and I'm going to connect to it. And when I connect to it, just give it a second there for it to connect. I've connected to a UK server. Now whenever I go to a website now, it's going to see a UK IP address, so I'm kind of fooling this. It can't see my real location, it can't see me at all. So I'm going to start, I'll start another browser, Firefox, just to show you how it works. Oh great, Firefox is installing your updates, and we'll start in a few moments. So basically when Firefox starts, we can go to the BBC website, and here we go. Now I'll show you what happens. Let's go to the BBC iPlayer. First of all, we should be able to go straight to the BBC iPlayer. And now, because we've got a UK IP address, BBC thinks we're in the UK. It's seeing the IP address of the server, okay? And if we click on here now, we should be able to stream the program. It's asking me if I've got a TV license, just to say yes. And here now it'll start the trailer in a few seconds, and then it will stream the program just as if you were in the we see there's the trailer, skip the trailer, and we'll go into the Six Nations. If you can see that's working, I'll stop that now. But you can see it's working. This is iPlayer, so this is archive. If you want if you want to watch the match live, just go to TV and click on the channel. You can see when the match is on, obviously you can click on and watch it live, allowing for obviously time differences from wherever you are. It works perfectly. Now, as I said, this is IdentityCloaker. I use. It may ask you to log into the BBC, so you might have to create an account. Don't worry about that. Enable the VPN, connect first, and type in all the details. It'll ask you, I think, for a postcode. Just put in any UK valid postcode. Just pick anything. It just checks if it's valid. It doesn't matter where it is. And then you can set up the account and you'll work perfectly well. Half of the programs, as I mentioned, are on the ITV hub, so go to the ITV site and it works in exactly the same way. I think you also have to log in there, and then you can live stream or or watch archive material from the ITV hub as well. And that's all there is to it. When you finish, just disconnect, and you'll go back to the country that you're in. Remember, when you're browsing here, when you're connected to the VPN, all your browsing will be UK based, or if you're signed onto a US server, it'll be US based. So I'll get the British version of Google. I'll get British search results when I type in. So just bear that in mind when you're connecting. Identity Cloaker works. This program works on a laptop or a computer. There's a Mac version. If you ask them, they can send you a Mac version when you subscribe. You can also set up the VPN manually and put it onto an iPhone or an Android phone. Basically, you just set it up and you enable it when you want to access it. Same for tablets, Android and iPads and things like that. And it all works very well. There are some other, as I say, VPN services you can use. You've got to be careful because BBC banned and blocked loads of these. Now, there's only a handful that work anymore. Be careful, and make sure you check it works with the BBC before you go for a longer subscription. Most of them have short trials. Identity Cloaker, for instance, has a 10-day trial for a few dollars or a few euros. And make sure it works for you. One of the important things with the VPNs is speed, which is why, unfortunately, it's best to go for you have to use a paid service because the speed is important. Be careful of any service that offers lots of free trials because, unfortunately, they really get overloaded. So you may have a legitimate subscription and there'll be thousands of free users on as well, slowing your connection, and it's very, very frustrating to watch something that it'll buffer every few minutes. Okay, I'm going to finish now. I've gone on a bit longer than I thought. So that's how to watch the Rugby, the Six Nations, and I hope it works fine for you. And all I can say now is come on Wales.